for staying with us. Now, never before has an assembly election caught the attention of a gamut of people. A neck-and-neck battle for the political parties in the state. The 14th assembly elections of Tamil Nadu is something to look out for its results might just alter political equations not only in the state but also of the centre. While it's back to the roots for the two veteran politicians, other heavyweights too have identified their safe havens, and away from the glitterati are a set of young and not very high-profile politicians who are pitted against these heavyweights. NDTV Hindu looks at some of the contests in the offing.
Anand, an ordinary farmer's son, barely 28, is contesting against Jayalalitha for the Templetown seat of Srirangam. Will he pull off a victory like E.G. Suguvanam did in 1996, a victory that made Karunanidhi compare it to the feat of an ant entering an elephant's ear? Anand, a science graduate, is upbeat about winning on the DMK symbol. Kodavasal Rajendran is not a household name, but he is the AIDMK man pitted against Karunanidhi in Tiruvarur. In 2006, Karunanidhi stood from the Chepauk constituency and a young independent lost to him. But a youthful Rajendran is absolutely confident of taking on the DMK patriarch.
Amma vandu candidate nu போறப்ப திருவாரூர்ல கலைஞர் நிக்கிறார்னு அதுக்கு தகுந்த மாதிரி கேண்டிடேட் போடணும்னு நான் கொஞ்சம் நம்பிக்கையாவும் உறுதியாவும் துணிவா செயல்படுவேங்கிறதுக்காக என்ன கூப்பிட்டு என் மேல நம்பிக்கை வச்சு எனக்கு இந்த சீட்டை கொடுத்திருக்காங்க.
And the young Turk of the DMK, MK Stalin, will be tested against Saide Dureswamy, a veteran AIDMK soldier who runs a IAS coaching center for the poor. Both have moved out of their turf to the newly carved Kolathur constituency. Stalin from Thousand Lights and Dureswamy from Saidapet. So, we can expect interesting lessons there.
ஒரு அசைக்க முடியாத சக்தியாக இருப்பவர் புரட்சி தலைவி அம்மா அவர்களாகும். ஆகவேதான் இன்றைக்கு அவர்களுடைய தலைமையில் இந்த இயக்கம் எவ்வளவு பெரிய சோதனைகளை சந்தித்தாலும் அது பீனிக்ஸ் பறவையைப் போல் அது என்றைக்குமே அவர்களால் காப்பாற்றப்பட்டு வருகிறது.
The man who calls himself Black MGR is in the dark about his contestant. This may be only his second election, but the actor is touted as a game changer, is likely to fight like a veteran. Bureau Report, NDTV Hindu.
And our executive editor English News, Sanjay Pinto, was joined by senior editor English News Radhika Iyer and our reporter Lokpriya for a look at the dynamics of the election season ahead. They also drew out a constituency watch of the seats that the fresh faces and the veterans will be fielded from. We also spoke to DMK's candidate Anand, who is pitched against the AIADMK Supremo in the Srirangam seat, and got the mood of this young contestant.
இப்போ அம்மாவை எதிர்த்து நிக்கிற வாய்ப்பு கிடைச்சபோது எப்படி உணர்ந்தீங்க?
இது நான் வந்து ரொம்ப பெருசா நினைச்சிருக்கேன். நான் இந்த தலைவர் தளபதி எனக்கு பெரிய வாய்ப்பை கொடுத்திருக்காங்க. எனக்கு அந்த வாய்ப்பை பயன்படுத்தி கண்டிப்பா நான் வெற்றி பெறுவேன்.
All right, let's also cross over to Radhika Iyer, my colleague, senior editor, English News, and also we'll be joined by Lokpriya, who's been in fact reporting, tracking all these developments from the DMK camp. Radhika, to you first, a question that must be on the minds of many viewers, a basic question. Why is that we never witness a clash of the titans, say Jayalalitha versus Karunanidhi or a Stalin versus Vijaykanth?
There is a survey that was conducted by students studying in a California-based university. It was a PhD course that they're pursuing on Indian politics, and according to their research, it says that 93% of political parties in India at the time of candidate fielding, now the subject that they chose was of course patterns in candidate fielding, and apparently according to them 93% of political parties in India believe in not fielding a strong candidate at a place where they know that either the chief minister or the chief of the opposition is going to be fielding, perhaps because of the fear factor, or maybe because of the simple logic that whatever is a stronghold for let's say the ruling camp is not necessarily a stronghold of the rival camp, and vice versa. So that seems to be interesting and more relevantly so. But then what's interesting in this time around election in Tamil Nadu is of course the fact that in these key constituencies where the heavyweights are contesting, the youth necessarily are pitted against these major Dravidian majors. For instance, let's say Anand, who spoke to us exclusively, his age really is Amma's experience in politics, but he would want to do what Sugavanam did in 1996. But the interesting contest is going to be in Thiruvarur, where of course it is homecoming for the Chief Minister, but then Kodavasal Rajendran, a heavyweight and a strong AIDMK District Secretary of Thiruvarur, is going to be fielding against him. This person, known to according to AIDMK sources, known to know the pulse of the people. Of course, it will be a tough fight. It will be interesting to see whether he brings the margin down considerably, considering Thiruvarur, of course, has seen a lot of development during Karunanidhi as the Chief Minister, but has also seen a lot of anti-incumbency, particularly so because there's a left population in Thiruvarur, which again is not with the DMK camp this time around.
All right, that's very interesting that you pointed out that survey, that research, Radhika. Also, let's go across to Lokpriya now. Lokpriya, you were right there at the DMK headquarters, Anna Arivalyam, when the list was read out last week. Now, what was the response when Anand's name was mentioned as a candidate from Srirangam?
Well, Sanjay, the mood was extremely upbeat over there. The entire party workers were very, very happy hearing Anand's name, because I spoke to some of the party cadres who had come down from Srirangam or Trichy rather, and they were very happy that a first-time candidate is being fielded, and especially Anand, because he is someone who is part of the DMK's youth wing, and sources close to the DMK camp say that the Stalin was extremely happy with the way he was working, with the way he has been molded as a DMK party cadre, and that's why he was been given the ticket, because the Chief Minister as well as the top brass of the DMK were extremely happy with the way he worked. So the party cadres were also extremely happy, considering the fact that he's a first-time nominee, and they are very, very sure that he will bring in a large number of votes, and also probably reduce the margin of votes if and when Jayalalitha wins, Sanjay.
All right, let's ask him directly. Anand, இந்த தொகுதியில உங்களுக்கு வெற்றி வாய்ப்பு எப்படி இருக்கு, இல்ல உண்மையை சொல்லப்போனா தோல்வி நிச்சயமா?
வெற்றி வாய்ப்பு பிரகாசமாக இருக்குது. நிச்சயமாக வெற்றி பெறுவேன். கடுமையாக உழைச்சிட்டு இருக்கேன். நான் கண்டிப்பாக ஜெயிப்பேன். நிச்சயமாக ஜெயிப்பேன். தலைவரோட சாதனை, செய்த சாதனை, செய்ய போகிற சாதனை, இந்த சாதனை எனக்கு கண்டிப்பாக வெற்றி பெற செய்யும்.
All right, a very combative and
மாற்றம் இருக்காது.
A very combative and confident Anand there. We wish all the candidates, in fact, good luck here. But going back to Radhika, some of our closest big contests, if our viewers would remember, 1980, when Mr. Karunanidhi defeated Dr. H.V. Hande and Ananaga by just 699 votes. And again, in 1991, after the Rajiv Gandhi assassination, Mr. Karunanidhi had a margin of just about 350 votes against Subbu of the Congress. But now that, the concept of safe seats has cropped up.
That's correct. In fact, very interestingly pointed out by you, I was going to refer to 1980. Let's take, for example, all top leaders from the state. Let's take Karunanidhi, for instance. He goes for a safe seat. Thiruvarur, Srirangam, which of course Jayalalitha is almost Srirangam, which is almost second home to Jayalalitha, has gone back to that place where there is a considerable share of Iyengar population. Vijaykanth, who doesn't know till today who his opponent is going to be, has gone for this very safe seat, although touted to be this game changer, the kingmaker, has again gone for a safe seat. Rishi Vandiam, which again has a considerable population of farmers in that very area. So it's very clear from the recent victories and the defeats that we have seen that the margins really has actually been a touch and go, no matter how big they are, whether they're presidents or chief of their respective parties. And so it is very evident that these top leaders are now touting to go for safe seats, even if it means some kind of complacence when it comes to their winning from that particular seat.
A quick look at how gold and silver are doing this Tuesday night. These are the bullion rates. Up ahead on the bulletin, the Robo's golden heart leads for Japan's men and women. It might not be too late before the superstar flies down to offer help.